My guest tonight is the ex-professional footballer who became a chef and now runs some of the best restaurants in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gordon Ramsay. Welcome, Gordon.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Take a seat.
Thank you.
Now, welcome, first of all, to Room 101.
Thank you.
Gordon, you have a reputation of somebody who you know what you like and you know what you don't like.
Straight to the point.
Did you have any trouble with the choices you picked tonight?
Not at all, no. I'm sure we've all got things in our normal sort of day-to-day life that really, really get on your tits.
Yeah, OK. All right, well, let's have a look at your first choice, which is in here, illustrated by this rather bizarre and surreal object. It's, well, explain to me what it is.
It is service charge.
Service charge?
A compulsory service charge. Service charge, sometimes 12.5%, sometimes 15%, sometimes 20%. And I just think it's wrong that it should be an automatic assumption that you will pay that amount of money.
Yes.
On top of the bill.
Yes.
Sometimes for really bad service. I mean, really bad service.
Maybe the service charge should be more if the waiter has to carry something over that's quite awkward, like Scotch eggs on a plate or something. They're rolling around, you know, and you think, well, there's skill there. If it's bread and butter, you thought, well, I could have got that myself. OK, so tell me, what's the etiquette in being a good waiter?
The perfect sort of etiquette of being a great waiter is attentive to service. I mean, a real attention to detail. And more importantly, not be noticed. Discreet. No one banging your chair, no one bustling in or elbowing you. And
punching you.
Yeah. That's and I don't know if we've sat in a restaurant recently, but you don't want to hear plates, you know, being cleared away and smashed together. It's just nice and smooth, calm and controlled. I like no service charge. Keep the waiters on their toes. Continue working at it every day, and it keeps a nice, fresh, crisp service. And, of course, we work on tremendous markups on wine, you know, 65 to 68% sort of markup on a bottle of wine. So paying another 12.5% on top of that for opening a bottle of wine is not really worth it.
Well, I understand about wine. I don't know much about wine at all, but I do understand that sort of like, you know, you pour the wine in a glass, smelling it is enough, really. You don't have to start going into the tasting and rolling it around the taste buds. You're really just... Is it off? Is what you are.
Is it corked?
You know, is it corked?
Is it corked?
Has the cat been at it?
But I think that it's quite intimidating, a big wine list.
Yes.
The best thing to do when you go out to dinner, and you don't want to be sort of under that pressure, to choose all that wine, give it to the sommelier, the wine waiter, and ask him, you know, to select something, but tell him to go easy also on the pricing.
So you very much the exception to the way... Is there anybody else that's following the way that you do it?
No, I don't think so, no, but it just actually allows those waiters to respect the kitchen porter, the commis chef, the young chef de parties, the sous chefs, and they work in tandem. And the days of sort of greasing a maitre d', you know, 50 quid, 100 quid just to get a table now, have all gone, and that's wrong.
I would hate to grease a maitre d'. First of all, I wouldn't know how much grease I would need. I mean, is it just...
backhander.
Oh, a backhander, yeah.
So, you know, and you should be paying backhand. Bloody hell, pick up the telephone, make a reservation, and be normal.
Yeah.
Without greasing.
People who work in the city, for example, get great big tips, you know, when sometimes the stock exchange is doing very well or whatever. And you had an incident about a year ago, I think it was, when somebody came into your restaurant and they spent an enormous amount of money. Can you remember what the bill was?
Yeah, it was £44,000, yeah. Now, just imagine 12.5% on top of that.
Yes.
£56,000, but...
So how do you spend £44,000? I mean, how many of them were there?
There was 6 guys. They're obviously celebrating some big dinner.
Celebrating the fact they just got £44,000, presumably.
I out for a great night. Yeah. One of them wasn't drinking.
Yeah.
And then...
That keeps it down, doesn't it?
There was a £12,500 1947 Petrus that they ordered with the cheese.
Petrus being a sort of... Is that a dessert wine, or is that a red wine, or...?
No, it's a really chic red wine.
Is it?
From Pomerol. And it's really nice, I mean, full-on, great body.
Yeah. Doesn't need greasing.
Wine, and they had a great time. I mean, they had the most amazing time.
You daren't send that back?
Well, no, you can't actually say it's corked, not at that price. But go back to the service charge. I don't think we would have sold that wine if 12.5% was on the bill, because it depletes great wine sales.
Is there any sort of wine that you wouldn't serve?
Blue Nun.
Blue Nun.
Yeah.
Blue Nun.
Yeah, Blue Nun.
Blue Nun does have that reputation,
well,
doesn't
it does.
And the label's quite nice, isn't it?
Yes, that's right,
you think...
yeah, the Blue Nun. What else would I not serve? I'm not really into sparkling wine. You know, I'd much rather have a real nice, cool bottle of champagne.
All right, well, I'll put this to the audience. Let's see. I'll ask the question here. Who here tips automatically as a matter of course? Put your hand up if at the end of a meal, no matter how it's been, you would automatically tip anyhow. Oh, really? As little as that? So, all right, well, let's have a look then. Let's see. So if you would refuse, you know, if the meal was just ordinary and you waited 20 minutes for it and you wouldn't think it was anything special, so you put your hand up if you definitely wouldn't leave a tip. Do you believe that?
Yes.
Do you? Yeah. Well, I think no more service charge on the menu. It's gone. In it goes. Excellent. OK, your next choice may be a controversial one. Let's see. This is... this is London cab drivers. That's the view we normally see of them. We're in the back of a cab. So, the London cab driver, what's he done to upset you?
I think they are perhaps now the most frustrating drivers on the planet. Mm-hmm. They stop at green lights. They pick up on a zebra crossing. Yeah. They do U-turns in the middle of Park Lane. Yeah. They give you the big one and the little one. Yeah. You hit their wing mirror and they chase you down the road and...
Yeah, but that's understandable, isn't it? If someone hit your wing mirror, what would you do? Laugh it off?
Yeah, just... if it's not broken, fine, don't worry about it. But they're becoming the most awkward individuals to get on with, and they just get
I have to tell you, I love black cabs, by the way. So I do. To me, it's luxury. I love getting in a black cab. And when I was doing sort of, the cabaret circuit 20 years ago, and you're coming back on a night bus from Trafalgar Square, full of drunks, and I was one of them. One of them was a driver. I have to phone up a number, a black cab arrives, he knows where he's going, he knows how to get there. Yeah. I sit in the back, I've got plenty of room. And this might surprise you. I was in a cab recently in Edinburgh, and I got to go from the hotel to the venue where I was recording just a minute, and the taxi driver was a big fan of Have I Got News for You, started talking to me about it. When I got to the other end, £3.70, he said, "Oh, you done? That's all right. You don't have to pay."
So he waived the bill?
So he waived the bill.
Fantastic.
So already, you see, you're going to have to do some convincing here.
OK. OK. I don't see why they should get allowed to go in the bus lane.
Well, they are expensive. Cabs are expensive, so if I'm paying, 20 quid or something to get from A to B, I want to be able to go down the bus lane for my 20 quid.
You don't pay your cabs, you just told me that. So...
That's one cab.
OK, and I just, think they could be a little bit more polite and sort of less hard-ass.
I mean, there are cabbies like that, but they really are in the minority as far as
But they stop anywhere.
But that's the point.
Yeah, but that's not fair.
You hail a taxi... No. You hail a taxi, he's not going to stop 5 miles down the road.
No, but not in the middle lane of Park Lane when you're just on the way to work and you've got to get there and you're late. And there was this situation recently where we need to jump in a cab. It was only around the corner, and it must have been about a £2.70, £3 ride. And he said, no, unless you're going in the direction of Heathrow, F off. Which I thought was a little bit unfair. And it was all because it wasn't on his way home. I said, well, mate, why's your light on if you're not prepared to take us?
Haven't you taken your revenge on them? Isn't there some story about the Connaught?
You've been talking to them too much. You've been doing too much research. There's a situation outside the Connaught where they'll sit on the rank. Yeah. And before we took over the hotel, they used to nip downstairs for a pee. Then they'd nip in for a coffee. Then they'd nip in for a sandwich. Then next, we found out, one actually stayed the night there. So he was friends with the doorman, and they're obviously greasing each other with their tips.
Yes.
So
with their tips.
With their tips, yeah.
It's a totally different world. I had no idea. You watch it on the telly.
I then turned around when we took over and said, guys, you're not going to come downstairs here.
Yeah.
So I stopped it, and so they got all arsey with me.
Well, this is maybe what it is then, because I mean, the taxi driver community. I mean, word gets around very quickly. I mean, they've got a magazine. Probably you've been on the front page. Probably don't pick up Gordon Ramsay.
Well, how about them just smiling a little bit more and being a little bit more pleasant? And if it is a £2.70 ride round the corner, and if you came in for lunch tomorrow and you didn't want to drink wine, or you had a glass of wine at £4.50, and you happened to be sat next to the table spending £5 grand on a bottle of wine, I wouldn't look at you any differently.
What if I just came in for a cup of tea? I was on a cup of tea and I just sat there drinking a cup of tea in a very busy restaurant. People standing outside with 12,000 quid, want a bottle of wine. Got any sugar? Let us own a cup of tea.
Well, I'd have to ask you to come back on sort of 3:30 in the afternoon when the restaurant's empty.
What about other road users, other drivers on the road? Women drivers, I think you have a problem with as well, don't you?
Hold on.
Let's hear the man speak.
Let me just explain very quickly. I mean, there's only one way to cut down the congestion.
Yeah.
Just give women drivers alternate days on the road. Just think how easy it would be to get to bloody work. Have you seen them trying to get into a small space? I mean, they're stressed, they're flustered, they're sweating, they're on the mobile telephone, they take 7 or 8 attempts to get in the square. Maybe if they just could sort of drive on a Sunday and leave us to our own devices Monday to Saturday, it'd be a lot easier. As you can tell, the guys agree.
Yeah. Well, there's one bloke over there. I think he's come on his own. We've done some research here, and according to the AA, men take more risks, often pushing the car beyond their driving capability, resulting in more catastrophic accidents. Didn't you once write off a Ferrari?
Yeah. Hold on. That wasn't my fault. I was hit by a woman driver.
Is that true?
No.
No. OK, there's many hazards on the road, so maybe you shouldn't drive. Maybe you should consider walking or even rollerblading.
I don't like rollerblading.
You don't like rollerblading?
I've got nothing against rollerblades,
Yeah.
but I've certainly got something about... must be about 2,500 rollerbladers.
Yeah.
All with hot pants and sort of tight, what they call boob tubes.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Thank you for the mime.
And sort of fluorescent lights flashing all over themselves.
Well, so you can see them.
Yeah, but, like, they sort of whiz past Claridge's. I think it's every Friday night, and they meet and they congregate, I think it's Berkeley Square, and they sort of whiz round for sort of 3.5, 4 hours, whistling, singing, holding hands, smoking pot, and just creating...
It's a good trick if you can do those all 3 at once, isn't it? That's why they've got the fluorescent lights, presumably.
Creating mayhem.
Yeah. Well, OK, I'm not going to... Well, let's go back to the original thing, which was London cab drivers. I'm not going to put London cab drivers in because I've been in minicabs before, and I once got a minicab when I was living in a bedsit in Streatham, and I wanted to get to Leicester Square, and I called this guy, and he turned out about 17, 18 years old. I said, Leicester Square. He looked at me. I said, Trafalgar Square. He looked at me. I said, West End. I said, go to Brixton, and I'll tell you from there. Now, you would never get that with a London cabbie, so I can't put London cab drivers into Room 101, so they're not going in. You'll have to take this home with you, Ray Gordon. That's yours. That's yours.